Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Secretary. It's good to see you again. Thank you for your May 4th visit up to Groton to visit the Electric Boat Shipyard and the home and the birthplace of the Fitzgerald Act Registered Apprenticeship Program. And I think we all got a very good opportunity to see the success of the Registered Apprenticeship Program with both the building trades and the shipyard workers. I'm going to ask you a question about that in a second, but I wanted to spend a minute. On April 4th, the House passed a OSHA bill, the Workplace Violence Prevention for Healthcare Workers and Social Workers. It passed actually with over 60% bipartisan margin. As you point out, the healthcare workforce, has been the true front line during the pandemic, but there's a colliding epidemic of workplace violence that this committee has documented through GAO. The Department of Labor has had voluntary guidance out there for a number of years, but it's not working. And COVID pandemic did not abate the incidence of assaults and unacceptable levels of violence in the healthcare sector. Again, I was pleased to see in your budget you've allocated funding for OSHA to implement a workplace violence standard rule, and I hope again you'll help us in the Senate to try and achieve the same bipartisan success, which again, multiple healthcare professional groups and labor groups are supporting this bill. This is really about preventing burnout in a key sector of our economy.
Thank you, Congressman. It's great to see you again. And we did have a great visit that day. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you on your leadership in this important issue. All across America, we hear violence happening around healthcare, nurses, aides, doctors, and it's really an issue. OSHA strongly supports your bill that's being considered by the Senate. We're going to continue to push. In addition to that, that legislation, now is the time for OSHA to take the steps necessary towards developing a standard of addressing workplace violence. And I look forward to working with you and other members of this committee and members of the House and Senate to talk about that. I know that during the Obama administration, OSHA granted rulemaking petitions seeking such a standard, but the last administration took no action on that decision. So I look forward to working with you. This is an issue that, quite honestly, I worked on a bit when I was a state legislator back 25 years ago in the Massachusetts House of Representatives. So I look forward to working with you on it.
Great, I really appreciate that. Again, turning to apprenticeships and workforce development. As I said, the two of us had a chance to sort of see firsthand, how you can size up a workforce really fast, as is happening at Electric Boat, and also use solid standards in terms of making sure that the training programs, both pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship, have real quality and high standards. Again, your testimony, written testimony, noticed that, again, the House passed the National Apprenticeship Act, which is the first update to the Fitzgerald Act, which passed in 1937. And again, could you talk about the way the WIOA funding and initiative in the jobs plan sort of dovetails in with the apprenticeship program?
Yeah, no, absolutely. First and foremost, just for the members of the committee, on that trip that when we visited Electric Boat that day, there were two young people there that were apprentices, and both of them expressed how they have an opportunity to earn a living now by being in the apprentice program, working for a company that actually does contracts with the federal government, and which is important. It's a win-win. And how one of them said that college was not for him, and if this opportunity was not presented to him, he wouldn't have had a way to earn a living. So right there's proof in that apprenticeships work, workforce development works. What we're looking at doing is making a major investment in apprenticeship programs through the American Jobs Plan. The president has allocated, I'm trying to get the exact figure, I think $285 million, which will create 2 million more registered apprentice programs in this country. And it will benefit every single district in the United States of America with young people that quite honestly might make decisions instead of going to college. They don't want to go to college, get into the workforce. And the minute they start working as an apprentice, they start giving into the economy. They start paying taxes. They start being part of society. They start earning a wage, earning a living, healthcare, all of that. So this investment of $200+ billion, I should say, not million, billion, is a great investment for the future of the workforce. Ranking Member Fox, in the very beginning, talked about people not being in the workforce. Some of this is about creating opportunities for some of those folks that want to better their life, want to be able to get in a better job. And there's no better way of doing it than through the WEO authorization, the Investment in the American Jobs Plan, and really looking at workforce development and apprenticeships.
Very well said. Thank you. I yield back.